don't know. Sasha Vezenkov. We talked about his options or lack thereof. We don't know. But allegedly he has informed the Kings that he wants to go bye-bye. But he's in a contract for another year. And there's no motivation in Sacramento letting him go unless it's one of the, as you mentioned earlier, that we think there might be some sort of a loophole of, you can retire from the league, go back to Europe. You just can't, and then Sacramento gets some sort of an exemption, waiver, whatever. And then, but just Sacramento would continue, I believe, to own his rights in perpetuity. But he didn't have a ton of options, it seems, right now. On the surface, he's got, I think 3.
Yeah. I don't remember, and I don't know if you do, Dave, do you remember if there were a lot of other teams interested in him? It just felt like Sacramento was always zeroing in on him and going for him.
I want to say there was more than the Kings, but I think it might have been, if I were at most 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think the EuroLeague MVP with that, there were teams interested in him, but somehow Monty and co. Got him.
Yeah, and I don't know that we saw anything last year where other teams would be, craving him. Again, a contract's friendly, I would say, for other teams if the Kings are pursuing that road. It's weird that this did come out this way. I wonder what the true internal talks have been with Monty's group and his group and him, Mike Brown and Sasha and all that, just because, where's the disconnect? What truly is the issue here?
I think it's a playing time.
Yeah, it's got to be, right? You've been that successful. You played so well over there. You were the MVP. Now you're going to a new environment. You were probably super excited, and you're thinking you're going to be a key piece to an up-and-coming team. Certainly the team didn't have the year he wanted. He got injured. And I don't even really feel like there were that many, defining moments from Sasha this year.
He had the 3.
The 3.
And then, then he made the block. By the way, I was wondering, I had forgotten. Remember, on June 23rd, the Kings of 2022, Kings acquired the rights to Sasha Vezenkov, who was actually originally drafted in 2017 by the Nets, traded to the Cavs. His rights were. By the way, as part of the James Harden deal. Then the Kings acquired his rights for the 49th pick in the 2022 draft. That pick went on to become Isaiah Mobley, who played a little bit of a couple years, and then they signed him to a 3-year. So they waited a year and then signed him to a 3-year, $20 million deal. So that's how that happened. So it wasn't really a free-for-all. When you look down the list of who do you blame Monty? Do you blame Sasha? Do you blame Mike Brown? And Jason, I don't think it's a cop-out to say I don't blame anybody. I don't blame Monty. They scouted the guy who's the EuroLeague MVP, has great credentials, and ultimately it's like how we always talk about how Zach Edey on the surface should be the absolute, without a doubt, can't miss number 1 pick of this draft based on college. Number 1 pick, no doubt about it. But Zach Edey, being the 2-time most valuable player in college, outstanding player in college, is a little bit of a second cousin to Sasha Vezenkov being the EuroLeague MVP. You're talking about a different league and a different type of scouting, if you will. It doesn't always carry over. In fact, most times it doesn't. There's a lot in common between the EuroLeague MVP not panning out in the NBA and the college most outstanding player not panning out. We've gone over that list too. So they are kind of cousins. And just as it's difficult to figure out why XYZ player on Indiana who plays, averages 8 points, 7 boards, and 4 assists is like a top 5 lottery pick guy and not Zach Edey. Well, it's the same thing over with Sasha. You're trying to extrapolate what these guys can do in the NBA based only on EuroLeague comparison. So I understand the scouting. I get it. And by the way, Monty signed into a 2-year, 3-year, $20 million deal. It wasn't like they signed him to some giant deal. Do I blame Mike Brown? Not really. Could he have played him more? Probably, but you're also trying to do. We don't know what his. I don't think Mike Brown as a coach is going to instinctively be like, I don't want to play this guy just because.
Right.
There's obviously things that he didn't see in practice, things that he didn't trust defensively, things that they see out there that we maybe can't when it comes to. It's not just scoring, rebounding, and assists, as you know. It's like, okay, well, how is he guarding his man? Are they isolating Sasha on defense? Okay, is he able to fight through screens? Is he quick enough to be able to fight through screens? Does he understand how to run the plays properly and get open? And, what's his trigger like? How quick is it? Anyways.
Yeah.
And then, okay, well, do I blame Sasha? I mean, other than him getting injured, which isn't his fault, like, I don't think he came over here not wanting to play. Sometimes it's like, I don't know, you go out, you meet up on one of the matchy date sites and you go out to dinner and the chemistry just isn't there and nobody did anything wrong. It's not there, man.
Yeah. I mean, on the Mike Brown part, I would say this. I think the one thing about coaching in the NBA, besides X's and O's and all that, everybody's kind of got their guys. Right. So I think if you were a coach of the Kings for half the season, then I was coach of the Kings for half the season, and the offense, defense, everything was run the same. Sure. But it was your decision on playing time. And in some sort of weird world, could we do it where we matched our our rotations just wouldn't be the same, would they?
No.
And why? Doesn't mean, like your hunch is
we're habitual and we trust.
Yeah. And so I don't think Mike Brown fully got the trust of Sasha, vice versa, sure. But if there's a world where let's just assume these rumors are true, but he comes back. Can Sasha get that? Can he earn? I don't know. Sure. I would think he could, but he has to play better, certainly. And there has to be moments where you go, wow, I went to this player. He performed. I now trust him more than I did the day before, and so on and so forth. So, again, it's not placing blame, but I think this for any caliber NBA player. I firmly believe if you give anybody that's got NBA skills 20 to 25 minutes consistently, you'll get numbers. Now, is it making you better? I don't know. But I think all these guys can play.
It's interesting when you bring that up as far as getting the trust back if you were to stay. Mm-hmm. Because it's also like, look, these are grown men. When I use a children analogy, I don't mean disrespect, obviously. But it's like if one of my kids acts up and does something, the last thing I want to do, not just for my child's growth, but also for my other child's growth, is I do not want to reward the squeaky wheel. I don't want to do it. In fact, it's the opposite. So if you're Mike Brown, if you're Monty McNair, I would hope the very last thing you're going to do is be open to doing anything differently with Sasha Vezenkov, because why would you negotiate with a guy that's holding you hostage in the media? Right. Again, if that's true, I would say say to him very simply, like, bro, maybe it just comes to, again, if you want to believe in Mike and Monty and take that side of the equation, then it's really this simple. We as fans and media, we see the ball games and we see all 48 minutes plus, and that's how we make our decisions. You know what we don't see? We don't see for every 48 minutes of ball game, there's 2 hours of practice going on. We don't see that. We don't see, well, what is he missing in practice? Is he all the things we just talked about? So the thing is, it's like, Sasha, you control your own destiny.
Yeah.
It doesn't behoove me as a head coach in the NBA trying to win a championship to not play my best players. So it's really simple. You show me what you can do in practice. You get in the games. You show me what you can do in the games. Your minutes are going to increase. I'm going to play you more. And if you want, like, he shouldn't get any special treatment. I just, to your point, hope he isn't getting whatever the opposite of special treatment is, but I don't know why Mike would, why would you want to do that? I'm going to play my best guys and give me the best chance to win.
Yeah. It felt like the roster I was constructed last year, the starting five was playing every game, obviously. And I felt like as long as they were healthy, Malik Monk and Trey Lyles were playing. Those seven guaranteed.
Yes.
Some nights Mitchell didn't play.
That's right.
Some nights Sasha didn't play.
Right.
Hey, here's Alex Len. Here's JaVale McGee. Colby Jones got a little more run. Keon Ellis. But that seven from when it was Herter, Barnes, Keegan, DeMontis, and De'Aaron always started. And then we always saw Malik and Trey, like non-negotiable. Those seven played no matter what. The rest were kind of up for grabs. And when Sasha got a chance, again, I think he had some moments.
Yeah.
Not enough for his liking, not enough for the team's liking.
No, and all you have to do is look at a guy like Keon Ellis. Mm-hmm. Keon Ellis kept practicing and practicing and practicing.
He was like, hey, I can't take this guy off the floor.
Can't take him off the floor.
Yeah.
He went from a guy bouncing around the G League, back and forth between the G League and the Kings, to becoming a rotational player, to becoming a starter.
Yeah.
An impact starter. Like, bro, earn it. And again, this is nothing against Sasha, but I don't care nearly enough about Sasha Vezenkov and his impact on the team that would want me as a fan to have the coaches or GMs give him any form of special treatment for fear of what that would do and what kind of message that would send culture-wise to the rest of the team. I'm more inclined, by the way, again, assuming these reports are true, assuming that Sasha is unhappy with his role and wants out, again, assuming those are true, I'm more inclined at, you want to talk about culture building, have the team come out and be like, look, we earn our minutes here. I don't care who you are. Sasha didn't want to be here. We don't want you to be here, dude. Quit being soft. See you later. Go back to Europe. Bye. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Like, that's culture building. Yeah. Nobody gets special treatment except for De'Aaron Fox and DeMond. But they earned it. We'll take a break. When we